Hello, welcome to this lesson where we want to continue with transformation, and we are looking at reflection in this case. So under reflection there will be two lessons, and this is the first one. So we want to look at what is it that is contained in reflection. So we are saying for a reflection to take place, there must exist a line of reflection through which it should occur. And this line of reflection is what we are calling a mirror line. Okay? So a reflection is a geometrical transformation in which all the points in the object move, okay, in such a way that the distance from the object to the mirror line is equal to the distance from the image to the mirror line. That is very simple. Okay? That is very simple. So the first thing that we're going to deal with, take note of this point here. The distance from the object to the mirror line is equal to the distance from the mirror line to the image. Okay? Or from the image to the mirror line. So the first thing that we want to look at is how do we find the image? How do we find the image when you are given the object and the mirror line? When you are given the object and the mirror line, how do you find the image? So that's what we want to look at in this lesson. So if the line L is the mirror line and A is a point on the object, okay, take note of that. The image of A can be found by dropping a perpendicular from A to the line, which is L, and this L line is the mirror line. Okay? The image of the point A will be a point on the other side, of the mirror line, such that the distance from A to the mirror line is the same as the distance from the object to the mirror line. Okay? So let us get to do exactly what we are being asked here, or what is being explained to us. Let us do it practically now, and I'm sure it will make more sense. All right? So let's look at the example. And we have, I hope you've copied these notes that I just showed you here. You need to write down these notes, and then from the notes, copy this example in full. You pause the video and copy this example in full. Okay? Copy this example. Okay? You copy everything here up to question 5. You copy everything here up to question 5. Okay? After this, you need to draw this. Come up with get a graph paper and draw all these things. The questions that I showed you, they are referring to these triangles here, or these diagrams that are drawn here. Okay? Okay. So it's important to note that there was a mistake here. There was a mistake here on question 5. Question 5 talks about a triangle. Okay? Triangle Q, and then this is not a triangle, so we can make a correction here to say that we can make a correction here. So we change this weight from a triangle to a quadrilateral. Okay, a quadrilateral, we all know that it's a four-sided polygon. Okay, so we change this part and this one. So like I was saying, after this question has been edited, we need now to draw this thing exactly the way it is. Everything here, okay? Everything here, okay? This is how it goes, and up here, like this. Okay, so we can now come to the questions. Triangle ABC is drawn on the grid. Copy the grid and answer the questions that follow. The first question is that reflect triangle ABC along the mirror line x is equals to -4. Okay? We want, in other words, we want to find the image. We want to find the image of ABC, where our mirror line is what? Our mirror line is 4. So what are we supposed to do? Our mirror line is -4, which is this one here. So we can draw a line, just if you want already, we have a line here. So we can draw a straight line on top of this one. Okay. So this is our mirror line here. Our mirror line is what? X is equals to -4. That's the equation. That is the equation of the mirror line. The equation of the mirror line is x is equals to -4. Now, what were we told there when we want to find the image of this one? We were told that we need to drop a what? A perpendicular from this point on the object, to the mirror line. A perpendicular is that at their point of contact, this line that is coming from a point on the object and the mirror line, they should be forming 90 degrees. That is what that means. They should be forming 90 degrees. So for instance, this one, we can measure the distance, of course, like from this point up to this one. Then we know that already this is the 90 degrees here, so there is no problem in this case. The point from B up to the mirror line, at the point that they meet, they form a 90 degrees. So that is clear. Then the second thing that we are supposed to do now, on the other side of the mirror line, we need this same distance from this point up to that. So in this case, you can see that you can easily tell that this distance from here up to that, it's the same as this one here, okay? It's 2 centimeters. So, meaning this is where we are going to have our B1, which is on the object, okay? Then you can come to A now. From A to the mirror line, they are on the straight line. We need to drop a perpendicular from A to the mirror line. Now, like this A and the mirror line, already we can tell that at the point that they meet here, they form a 90 degrees here. A 90 degrees is what? Is formed here. At the point that they meet, a 90 degrees is formed. Okay? So now, the next thing is to have another line from this point on the other side that is going to have the same distance as from the mirror line up to A. So you're going to see clearly here that we have 1, 2. So even this side, our A is going to have to be here. So this is where we're going to have our A1. Okay? Then we can go to C now. Take note here. C, you measure the distance from C up to the mirror line. Okay? You measure this distance. It's just measuring. If it can't easily be seen, you can measure using a ruler. But in this case, we don't need to measure. We can clearly see. But where it is difficult, here it is 2 centimeters. Okay? So we don't even have to measure. So we know and we are guided by these lines. So from C to the mirror line, we have a perpendicular here at the point that they meet. We need to drop a perpendicular from this point to this, where we're going to have a 90 degrees. So it is just along this same straight line. So that will give us 90 degrees. And again, we do the same thing on the other side. So meaning our C is going to be here. This is where we're going to have our C. So we join these to form a what? A triangle. We join these. Okay? So this is our image. Okay? It's like this mirror line, it's like the line of, what do we call it? The line of symmetry, in other words. Okay. When you fold them, they'll actually overlap. And this one will come right here. This one will be reflected on the object, everything just like that. That's the mirror line. So this is what we are supposed to do. This is what we are supposed to do. It is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. All right? So in the second lesson, we are going to deal with where you have the image, the object, and the image. Then you need to find this mirror line. It's not given. Okay. So we can move on to the second question here. So triangle M is mapped along the mirror line, the same mirror line again, okay, which is negative. Reflect this triangle M along the mirror line, negative, along the mirror line X is equals to -4. Okay, that's how it's supposed to read there. Along the mirror line, X is equals to -4. Label the triangle M prime. So M is here. And our mirror line, just like I indicated, it's what? It's given in the question as, so again we draw a straight line over our mirror line here, so that we are guided. Now remember that this is where we want this point to be. Okay, so this point here, to find it on the other side of the mirror line, okay, like we are saying, the question said you drop a perpendicular, meaning from this point up to the line of what? Up to the mirror line, we need to have a 90 degrees. Now, just like I said that in this case, we do not have a challenge in this case. We already know that all these lines were at the point that they meet, they form a 90 degrees. So this is a 90 degrees here. This one, it's a 90 degrees here. Okay? Then the second thing after that, this distance from this up to this is 2 centimeters. So even on the other side, we should have 2 centimeters. So this point is going to come, this side it will be here. Then this one, it will be the same thing, it will be at this point. Okay? What about this same point? How is it going to move from the mirror line? What is the distance of this point from the mirror line? It's like it hasn't moved. This point, it hasn't moved. Okay? This point, it has not moved. If you look at this one, we are measuring it from here up to the mirror line. Now, what will happen for this one? This one, it's the point, this point is stationary. It hasn't moved. Okay? So it will remain here, this point. So the only thing that we are supposed to do now is to join, to come up with the image. You join this point. They will come to this same point, these ones. Come to the same point. Okay? That point has not moved. So these will go back to the same. Okay? So this is what is going to be the image. This is what is going to be the image here. Okay? Just as you can see, along this line, if we fold them, they'll actually, this will reflect on this one, or this one will reflect into the other one, using this one here as the mirror line. That's what we are supposed to do. Okay? So we can proceed now to the third question. The third question says M is mapped onto any prime by a reflection along the mirror line. X is equals to what? X is equals to X is equals to 6. Okay? X is equals to 6. X is equals to 6. Draw triangle any prime. So that is what we are supposed to do. Our n is here, and we are told that this is our mirror line here. This is our mirror line. Take note of that. This is our mirror line. X is equals to 6. Okay? X is equals to 6. So what are we saying? This line needs to go to the other side from this same distance here. Okay? This line, it needs, you have to follow what I'm saying here. Okay? From the mirror line, this distance from this point up to this point. Already, if you remember, we said two things are supposed to happen. You drop a perpendicular from this point up to this one. Now, for these ones, they're already in the straight line. So we know that at the point that they meet, this is already a perpendicular here, and they form a 90 degrees. So again, we measure the same distance from this one. It should go the other side. So this is from this point up to this point, it's what? It's 2 centimeters. So again, it should come here 2 centimeters. The same thing will happen to this one here. From this point up to this one, which is the mirror line, it's 2 centimeters. So it will come this side. Okay? Now, look at this one here. This. So this also, this has to reflect on the other side. So this will have to come the opposite side because this is the object. So its image has to be the other side. So it will definitely be along. You need to draw a straight line from here, okay, which we call a perpendicular, which will go along this line here, isn't it? So from the mirror line going this side, we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, we need from the mirror line to go this side, we count 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So that is what we're going to have. So we need now to join these. Let's see how it's going to appear. Let's see how it is going to appear. Okay. Let's see how it is going to appear. All right. So this is what we have. This is what we have. Of course, you know, if we fold it, it will take us back to this point to come up with the mirror line. Okay? So, I hope you are following. So let us do the last two. I know that for the first one here, okay, we did not do B. We did not do B. And if you look at it, it will be one and the same thing, but maybe we can come to it later. The B part, we can come to it later. So let's do these ones now. 4 and 5. 4 and 5. 4 and 5. So here we're saying number 4 says what? Find the image of triangle P under reflection along the mirror line. Y is equals to negative x. Y is equals to negative x. How do you... So the first thing that you are supposed to do is to know y negative x. What is this equation? So this equation, it tells you that if y is equals to 3, then x is equals to negative 3. Okay? If y is equals to negative 5, then x is equals to then x will be 5. So that is, we need to know. So which line is this one? Okay? Their coordinates are the same, but if one is the positive, the other one is a negative. So for instance, if y is negative 6, then it means x is 6. So in other words, let's pick an example. If x is 6, then y is negative 6, so it is this point here. If x is negative 6, then y is just 6. They are the same, but they just change this, the signs are different. So we can draw a straight line here. We can draw a straight line, and this straight line will be, so this straight line, this is the line that we are calling what? We can write it even at this point, y is equals to negative x. This is the straight line. So now I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention. What did we say we are supposed to do here? Now I want you to hear me. We did mention that we need to drop a perpendicular. So for instance, for this line that is already touching on the which is touching the mirror line, it won't move. It won't move. It won't move. So our concentration is this one. We said it's supposed to move from this point coming to the mirror line at what point? 90 degrees. So that is what we need to establish now here. And we have to be very accurate. So accuracy is something that we are supposed to emphasize here. So remember we said we are supposed to drop a what? A perpendicular from this point to the mirror line. That's the first thing. So we need to use a protractor. This is called a protractor. So how do we know? We have 90 degrees here. 90 degrees. So we go to this point. To this point, then we make sure that 90 degrees is straight on this line, the mirror line. Okay? So this is where I am. And we are using this line, the black line here. This one is what we are using. So my guide is 90 should be on this line. 90 must be on this, on the mirror line. 90 must be on the mirror line. Okay? 90 must be on the mirror line. So what I'm going to do is, that's my 90 there. So then, you know, have you seen this line here? Okay. So from this point, I can also put, if this is my 90, then I know that if I have to measure 90 from this point, let me in advance put a dot here where there is a 0, so that I don't measure again the other side. Okay? So that I don't measure again there. Take note of this point. So if we want to measure from this point up to the mirror line to this one, we are going to have 90. So now, take note. We are told that from this point here, we need to measure. I'm guided by this line here, which is 90 degrees, also the other side. Okay? So from this point here, I need to measure the length. From this point, I need to measure how long it is up to this point. Okay? So I'm going to measure this. Okay? This is 1.5. This is 1.5 here. This is 1.5. So I need also to come the other side and measure what? 1.5. Make sure that you are maintaining this point here. You need to keep this point here. Okay? You need to keep this point the other side. So now when I measure 1.5 from this point, then it will come here. Come here. So it means that this point is going to be reflected on this point. Okay? Here. Remember that this one is stationary because it's already on the mirror line. Then we come to the second one, this one. Get what I said? I said from this point, we need to make sure that we bring our 90 degrees right on the what? On the mirror line. 90 degrees must be right on the mirror line. And the 0 should be lying through the point here. This point, okay? That line where 0 lies on, it must be passing through this point here. Okay? I'm talking about this 0 here. So this is what we are going to do. And making sure that 90 degrees is straight on the Okay, so this is that. Then I'm going now to put also this one this side, just to guide me where the 90 degrees is on the other side. It's here. So we need to measure here, need to measure the distance. Maybe we can start from 1 so that we are not lost. Start from 1 so that we are not lost. Okay, so we are guided by this point here. Okay, so this is, if you can count, this is, I don't know if you're able to see it. You can count, this is about, this is 1, 5, this is 5 here, okay? This is 5, okay? This is 5 here, going up this side, it's 5, all right? So even this side here, you need to come and count 1. I said from this point you need to count. You are guided by this line here, okay? You're guided by this line here, okay? So this is, we're saying this is what? We're getting 5 the other side here, or 5 point, oh, okay, I'm talking about 0.5 here. This is 0.5, okay, 0.5 or 0.6. This is 0.6, okay, 0.6. From this point up to this one, 0.6. So we also need to measure 0.6 from this point, the other side. We also have to measure 0.6, okay. We also have to measure 0.6 the other side here. So you bring it and see, okay, make sure that it's passing through this point. So if you are measuring from this point, 0.6 is going to be here. 0.6 is going to be here, okay? 0.6 is going to be here. So this point is going to be reflected here. So in other words, our triangle, let's join and see how our triangle is going to appear. Okay, so this is our P prime. Okay, take note that x is equals to y is this other one, where both of them are positives. It's this other one here, okay? So that is what we are supposed to do. That is what we are supposed to do. So let's do the last one. Let us do the last question. So the last question here tells us that quadrilateral Q is mapped onto quadrilateral Q prime by reflection along the mirror line. This is our mirror line, okay? Draw triangle. This is also supposed to be quadrilateral here, okay? This is also supposed to be quadrilateral, okay? So that is the, okay, so here the mirror line has been given as an equation. The mirror line has been given as an equation in this form. So what we are supposed to do is to draw this line of this equation. We need to draw this line of this equation. Okay? We need to draw this line of this equation. So what we are supposed to do, we come up with a table of coordinates. A table of coordinates here. We come up with a table of coordinates. Okay, so we are going to have y negative x plus 10. So we are saying our x is here and this is our y. So what is y when x is equals to 0? If we put 0 here, okay, this will be 0 plus 10. So y will be 10. Okay, what is going to be x if y is equals to 0? I like using these two. If y, we have this y is equals to negative x plus, if this is 0, what is going to be? So this is going to be like 0 minus 10 is equals to negative x. Okay, so you have negative 10 is equals to negative x. So you divide by 1 and divide by negative 1 both sides. So x is equals to 10. So this is going to be 10. So we need to plot this 0, 10. 0, 10, it's this point here. Then the second point is what? 10, 0. 10, 0, it's this point here. Okay, so now we need to draw this straight line. We draw this straight line. This is the mirror line. This is the mirror line, which is what? Y is equals to negative x plus 10. Okay? Okay, so now we come up with the object. So for now, I'm not even going to waste time because we already tried this thing. So I can do 2 points. Then you are going to do, you can finish the other 2. So this one, we said the line 90 degrees. 90 degrees should be on the line here. 90 degrees should be on the line here. Okay? Our 90 degrees here. 90 degrees must lie straight on this line. Then this 0 should be passing through this point here. Okay? That is very important. So now, the other side here, we can put a dot on 0 here so that we are guided. Okay? 90 degrees, this is 90 degrees. So we put a dot here, the second one. All right, that's very important. So now, after that, now it's the question of us, we need to measure. We need to measure the distance here. The distance from this point, it should be from this point here up to that one, because this is 90 degrees. So I'll start from 1. I'm starting from 1, take note. This is giving me like 3. Since I'm starting from 1, take note of that. I'm starting from 1, so it's like this is my 1 and this is my 2. Okay? I'm starting from, let's go to the end point is not very good. So okay, we can start from here. So this is going to be 2.2. 2. This is going to be 2.2. So now again, we need to measure. Okay, we need to measure now from this point. We need to come the same distance from here. Okay, the same distance from here, 2.2. So you need to measure now from this point. Okay, this line is just there to guide me. This line is just there to guide me. So 2.2. Okay, 2.2 is going to be here. Okay, this is where our 2.2 is going to be. So we can also do the other one. Let me do this one. Then the other points you'll be able to finish. Okay, you can finish the other points. So the line should be 90 degrees straight here. Okay, then this one must come. Okay, so we said we use this one. 90 degrees must be right here. Okay, 90 degrees must be right here. Then our zero should come. So yes, like this one. Okay, so we need to be guided 90 degrees. We are dropping a perpendicular. That is the issue here. We are dropping a perpendicular, so I can put my dot here. Okay, even the other side here. Okay, so we need to join these 2 points. And to join these 2 points, just okay. Please, this is just there to guide me. Take note of that. This line is just there to guide me, so that when we measure the distance from this point, okay, when we measure the distance from this point, we have like, let me just start from the end here. We have 2.9. Okay, we have 2.9 close to 3. Have 2.9 close to 3. So we go the other side also, do the same thing. So where do we have 2.9 here? Okay, 2.9 is somewhere here. Oh, no. 2.9 somewhere here. Okay, so this is how it is going to appear. This is how it is going to appear. You can finish the other part. The process is what I started here, and actually what I also demonstrated here. The same process. Okay, you can bear with us. We have noise in the background. It's raining, but we cannot cut short the lesson. All right. So having done this and demonstrated these as examples, remember also that these lines, they are just there to guide us. Okay, we don't need these lines. Okay, we don't need these lines. They are just there to guide us. Okay, so this is basically what we are supposed to do. I did mention that there was a question where we needed to there was this part here. Okay, if you have been with us, there's this part where 7, y is equals to 7 is the mirror line, y is equals to 7 is the mirror line, and y is equals to 7 is this line here. Okay, it is this line. That is the mirror line here. Okay, so by now we are familiar. I'm sure you know that this triangle is going to be like this one here. We'll come, bring it down. By now, you don't even have to, okay, where this one is the mirror line. So this is your B2, this is your A2, this is your C2. Okay, basically this is what I needed to share with you in this lesson, and I have an exercise that I'm supposed to give you. All right, and I want you to do the exercise. You follow, you just draw this grid, you draw the X or Y plane just in this same manner, then the rest of the questions are going to follow. Okay, so let me give it the question to you. Thank you very much for watching. Here is the question. Here is the question. Okay, here's the question. So you have been given one triangle, and that is the triangle whose images you are going to find under these 8. You can actually do, maybe let me see, you can do You can leave out this one because I think it's the same as what we already did. You can leave out this one. So G and H, don't do these. Do not do these. Okay? Do not do these. Okay? Do not do the last two. The rest you can do. Thank you so much. Okay?